Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to our Altcoin Buzz Sunday TA video. We have a special one today because we have elections in only 2 days. We're seeing a dip that we expected. We expected a bit of choppiness going ahead of election. We pumped a couple days, a week before, and now we're starting to see that sell off. So, you know, late buyers are getting wrecked, and I think late sellers are also going to get wrecked early this week as well. I think we'll probably go back up, and then we'll chop down around election day on Tuesday. But I think we're going to be able to mark out some good levels here. So starting off with Bitcoin on the high time frame, the weekly doesn't look good. The monthly looks pretty good still. This can easily, you know, finish the month very strong. It's only, you know, a couple days in. The weekly on this weekly candle, it doesn't look the strongest. That's not a very bullish candle, but we still have time. And considering the fact that it's a very event-driven, you know, week, it's not the most bearish because we know there's a lot of manipulation. But on the 3-day, it doesn't look so bad. So we've come up to a resistance where we expected it to resist. We're coming back down, and we could be forming support here around $65,000 to $66,000. That would still be totally fine on the high time frame chart, as long as we don't really start to break under $65,000 and kind of break this market structure. As long as we hold above this level, we should be fine. And what my feeling is we're probably going to wick down here. Probably wick down like really fast for a day, just a massive sell-off on Monday, Tuesday maybe, and then we come back down. Then we come back up later in the week, and it looks like just a small, it just looks like a wick on the 3-day chart. So it doesn't look too bad, and the market structure holds up because wicks don't really have that much of a impact on the Bitcoin chart on high time frames. So we might just have that wick, but it's very hard to know because of, you know, such uncertainty with such a huge macro event that only happens every couple of years. So what I'm looking for is if we come here to $66,000, I'm looking to potentially do a long, but I'm probably going to do just a spot long. So it's not going to be anything crazy leverage because I don't know how low this thing can go on election day. And so if we come down here, I'll probably look to start adding in, and then we average down somewhere around here. And then if we lose this expansion candle here below basically 61.9, if we lose below this expansion candle, I think we're probably going down towards, you know, $59,000. I really hope that doesn't happen, but if we do lose that expansion candle there on the 3-day chart, it's not looking very good. So I would probably layer bids from 66,000 down to around 64,000 and have my average probably around 64.5 for just a spot Bitcoin buy, just like a short-term buy. I probably wouldn't do leverage because you could just it could just cascade and liquidate me. So I'll probably do spot. But if we go under there, I'll probably cut the spot in the short term. So that's what I'm looking for in terms of just a short-term trade, maybe like a week or so. Because I expect if we do come down to $65,000, I expect we're probably going to hit new all-time highs fairly soon, at least in the next couple of weeks. You know, we have a very bullish quarter. November's really good. December is usually pretty good. So I expect us to come back and, you know, break through this all-time high after all this, you know, this trickery is done here on election week. So this will be a good, you know, short-term spot trade. On the contrary, if we do break above here in the short term, if we do somehow break above, which I don't think has happened, but if we do, and then we manage to reclaim this, that's another level I'd also look to long. But I will probably do an update video on the news during the week if that happens, and I'll share that trade with you then. But it would look something like this, where you'd have your stop below whatever kind of wicks it has here. But if it did do that, that's something I'd probably update you guys on the news during this week. So that's Bitcoin for this week. There's going to be a lot of trickery. I wouldn't do too much leverage if I were you guys. Just maybe do spot trades if you can. But let's move on now to some other stronger looking coins like Solana, which on the 3-day chart honestly looks amazing. This is a high time frame reclaim of a massive level. This honestly looks beautiful. So this is an area, if we come back down here, I'm adding more spot at 159. This is a great area. It's also an area I would do a leverage trade, depending on if we're like selling off massively and, you know, Bitcoin's at $59,000. If that's happening, I might just wait on the leverage trade, but I'd probably be buying more spot all throughout here. But I expect this level to hold because this is a multi-month level that has acted as support and resistance. So I expect this to hold as resistance above, you know, 156 to 159. So I would be looking to do a trade there. Something like this, where if it breaks below this 3-day expansion candle here at 149, if it breaks below that, I would cut it. But if we come down here, I'm actually going to send an alert for you. If we do come around 158, 159, I will be looking to trade probably back up into this range. But since Solana is so strong, it's one of the strongest alts right now, especially high cap. Since it's so strong, I'd probably be looking to hold this to, at least new recent highs. So somewhere around $200 for this one. That would be my target. If we're going to new all-time highs on Bitcoin anyways, you might as well hold Solana as well. And Solana is one of my bigger spot bags. So this is one that I'd be looking to accumulate more on if we can get it down here to 159. So that is Solana. I basically think we're just going to wick into these supports this week, probably Monday, Tuesday. We're going to wick into some of these. The stronger ones will bounce faster, like Solana, and hopefully we can get some trades earlier this week. Then we have Sui, which is kind of playing out how we thought. It made a lower high here, and I still think we're coming down to this 156 level. This is like a high time frame support level, and now we've made a lower high. I think we're actually going to continue lower this week, and maybe with a sell-off we come down to 145. But even so, I think Sui still needs to cool off a little bit. It made such a huge run up in the past few months over the summer. And so I think it has to come down and probably accumulate for a little bit longer down here at 145. And so that's one I'm looking to pick up, probably spot as well. And I probably would do a leverage trade if it did come down here. So I'd be looking to pick that up at 147. But there's not much for Sui right now. I wouldn't want to trade it until it came back down here. Or it came back above this level here. If it somehow managed to get back above 220-ish and did that, then I'd be looking to do a long as well. But for now, it's probably one just to wait on. Then we have Tau, one we haven't covered in a while. Bittensor's Tau, top AI coin, huge run up, just like Sui. But like we said before, we had these. This is a sign of clear distribution. These wicks up and then fast sell off, and they get shorter and shorter and closer. And then you have that lower high, and then it just collapses. And we're seeing that now. This is a daily chart. There's just multiple red candles here. I expect us to come back to this high time frame level of support and resistance. So between 350 and 385, somewhere around here, I expect this to come and bounce, probably on a high time frame, and then probably it will accumulate for a couple weeks before coming back up, at least a couple weeks before coming back up. So I would be looking to trade this. Maybe if you do like it as a spot, this is a great place to pick it up for a spot on a high time frame around this area. So anywhere in this blue box is a good place to trade it. And I would do something like this where I'd set an alert there. I'd target probably back to these highs at 674-ish. I have a stop. I'd probably have to go into the lower time frames, 4 hours. I have to find a better stop. Most likely what would happen is it would come down here, it would wick down and then come back up, and my stop would be wherever this wick is. So I'd have my stop something like that, where I'd place it, just under that wick or wherever it ends up being as a level of invalidation. Because if it then loses that wick, it's going to continue down. So it'd be something like that. A lot of squiggles. So something like that is what I do this week, and I think we probably will hit this 360 level in the coming week as well. And then lastly for today, we have Saga. Saga is another one which had a big run up earlier this summer, or late this summer in September, and it's had this pattern that we draw it out a lot. It's this level where it goes oop and then back down. And so it was a fake out to get breakout traders who play breakouts to long, and then it just trapped all them, and then everyone puked their shorts or puked their longs, and had to buy back or sell. And now it's probably going to accumulate around 140 to 154. Somewhere around there is a good place on a high time frame to accumulate this. Same thing as Tau. I bet it's going to come back down here. We do a little reclaim like that, and then we would take our position tool, we would put the stop under wherever that wick is, and then target back to highs, whether you want to do this local high here, or if you think we're going to new all-time highs because you like the coin for longer term spot trade. But this is the time that any big dips that we get in the next couple of days, you're going to be wanting to load up on spot and find the coins that you really believe in, because the this quarter and the next quarter are going to get crazy in terms of price appreciation. So you're going to wish that you had bought all the spot that you needed now, or if you haven't bought it yet, now in the next couple of days, as this election probably dumps us a little bit lower. So this is a good area to kind of find your levels on whatever coins you like, whether it's Sol, Tau, Sui, whatever it is. find your high time frame level where the support and resistance flip like this on Solana. You can see resistance, 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 resistance. Now it flips to support. Find that level on whatever coin you're looking for, and then set alerts and buy spot or do leverage trade, whatever you want. For me, I'm doing a lot more spot right now. And yeah, just find those levels, and I think we're going to have a good Q4 after this election, finally is over in the next 2 days. But I think there's a little bit more red, a little bit more pain to come. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'll see you guys on the news tomorrow, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.